Hi guys, in this video I'm going to go over 3 massive ClickFunnels tips. I'm going to go over how to set your domain up, so how you can connect your domain from GoDaddy to your ClickFunnels and each of the individual funnels. I'm going to go over some design tips on how you can make your ClickFunnels look more professional. And I'm also going to go over a massive design tip which is going to cut down your time that you're going to be spending on, and it's going to make your mobile and desktop versions a lot easier to design and run to churn out your funnels a lot quicker for your clients. But just before we go into that, in case you're new, ClickFunnels is just a program that, like me and a lot of other agencies, is the most popular program to produce sales funnels. Now, the difference between sales funnels and a website is there's a lot less distractions on a sales funnel compared to a website. On a website, you have all of your products, all of your services. There's buttons all over the place that you can get distracted, newsletters, social links. Whereas on a sales funnel, that's for one specific product and service. So when you send your traffic to there from an ad or from your socials, the users or your traffic either buy the product, go to the next stage of the funnel, or just completely click off. Super popular. It's one of the services I offer in my agency alongside Facebook and Instagram ads and email marketing. It ties them all so nicely together because sometimes you don't want to use their website, you want those specific funnels. It also helps with things like email capture. It says it on the tin, it helps you push your traffic down the sales funnel. Super useful software, but just going to jump into the computer now and go through the 3 massive tips that I think you should be implementing in your sales funnels today. So for the demonstration of these 3 tips, I've just gone into ClickFunnels and just brought up a random funnel from the library. So when you click create a new funnel, you can enter your details to tell them what type of funnel you want to get that specific template, or you can just make it from scratch if you know exactly what you want to make. But this was just a random funnel to demonstrate these 3 tips. And these 3 tips are something that once I found these out, it saved me a lot of time when I started to implement them for the following reasons. So the first tip is how to change the layout from desktop to mobile. So this is something people forget about. People, when you create your ClickFunnels and you bring up a funnel page, you spend a lot of time doing the desktop version, and then you click this button up here, mobile, to get the mobile layout, and people sort of rush this rather than spending majority of time on the mobile over the desktop, because in reality, more people are going to see it on mobile than desktop. So it could be smart to start your funnel designs on mobile and then transfer it over to desktop. But there is one way around this which is really helpful, and not a lot of people know it. And once you find it out and once you start implementing it, it's going to make your life a lot easier when you're designing funnels. So as you're probably aware, if you've made a few funnels or you've experimented with ClickFunnels, is once you do a layout here, it doesn't always look how you want it to look when you go over to the mobile version. And there's a way around this. So what you can do is, there's obviously 3 layers of something that you add to ClickFunnels. There's the green layer, which is a completely new section. There's the blue layer within, and then there's the specific orange layers. And you need to be careful which part you're editing. So settings there, settings on the blue layer and settings on the green layer. So say you want this green box here to go onto mobile but look very different, say different colored fonts, different sized fonts, because that's what you're going to need to do. You can go into settings, you can clone it. So then there's 2. Obviously you don't want 2 of the same piece of copy and images on the funnel. So you can go to settings on the green one, go down to this bottom part here, and you can click desktop only on that one. And then you can click settings on this one and do mobile only. So that way only one appears, but when you edit the one on desktop, that's not going to change the one on mobile. So look, if we change this title to desktop title, when we go over to mobile, that's not changed this one. So on this one, we could put mobile title. That way you can fully design the desktop version however you want, and that's not going to affect the mobile one. So this does mean it can take a little bit longer, but what you can do is you can, instead of making just the whole green one desktop, you could just create this piece of copy as a desktop version or a mobile version. That way you can keep everything the same, and it just limits the time you have to do everything. So that's tip 1, just helping you sort of differentiate between mobile version and desktop version, and it's really just saving you a lot of time, because a lot of the time without using that tip, you're going to be sort of trying to satisfy both mobile and desktop by maybe making the title a little bit smaller on desktop, which doesn't look as good, just to satisfy how it looks on mobile. And you just don't need to do that. You can satisfy both very easily, and it just saves a lot of time. So tip number 2 is a very quick and easy one. So say we're going to add an image here. So we'll go add there. We'll go settings. So this is just a really random image that I've gone. This was already uploaded. So this is actually one I've used for a different client. Let me just make this a little bit smaller so you can just go into the pixels. This isn't a tip, by the way. You can just make this however big you want. Yeah, that'll do. So at the moment, this will be just, let's go back to make this mode. Let's make this all. So that will appear there. Right, yeah, so at the moment, because I've done that, they've both appeared on there. But at the moment, you can see here there's an image, and that looks very sort of beginner. It doesn't look very professional. If a random person off the street was going to go to ClickFunnels and create a landing page or a sales funnel, this is what they'd do. And it just looks a bit, to me, it doesn't look very professional. It doesn't look very stylish, and it doesn't look like design's been even an ounce of thought when creating this funnel. So at the moment, the picture is at the orange layer, and that way you can only change the top margin, really, of how high up it is. You can't get it to go all the way to the edge. Like when you go onto a lot of websites, the images will take up the whole screen and go right to the edge. So a way around this, instead of having the picture on the orange layer as an image, you can create a blue layer, just one column. And if you go to settings of the blue layer, you can make the background image of that blue layer the picture. And then what you can do is you can increase the top and bottom padding to get the whole picture. So now this image here on the orange layer with the border looks very basic, very beginner. Now you've got this image that goes right to the border of the screen, and it's going to look really professional. So now we can delete that one, and look how much more professional that is. And obviously, because you did that on the blue layer, you need to put in an orange layer. And what you can do to get rid of that is literally just add a headline, delete the copy, and just do one single space. So I'm going to delete all of that, one space. That way, when you land on the page, the image takes up the whole screen really nicely. It's a nice banner image. So I no idea what this funnel is. Some's in Spanish or whatever language that is. Random picture there. But yeah, that looks a lot more professional than that beginner image with the border around. Obviously, if you go back to desktop, some people, you might like that. That might be good for the desktop version, but you could obviously, if that's not suited, you can go to settings and just make that mobile, and therefore it will get rid of it on there. So that's tip 2, ties in very nicely with tip 1. But I'd really recommend implementing this when you're on the mobile version of all of your sales funnels, because it just looks so much more professional. That compared to the white bordered one is so much nicer. So yeah, that's tip 2, guys. And finally, tip 3, I want to explain how you can connect your domain that you've purchased from GoDaddy or any other domain vendor and connect that to your ClickFunnels account and to your individual ClickFunnels. So once you're in ClickFunnels, go to the top right corner, go Account Settings, then scroll down to Domains, and your domains will all appear here. You can click Add Domain top right corner in the yellow button. Then you can either register a domain through ClickFunnels, but if you've purchased it through GoDaddy, which I recommend because that's what I do all of my email domains through as well, and there's just a one-click upsell. It's like £5 a month if you're in the UK for your email domain as well. You can go to add your domain, so use an existing domain. Then you want to type in the domain you've already bought. So you need to make sure you've already purchased your domain from GoDaddy or wherever. So I'm going to do switchupacademy.co.uk because it's .com at the moment. The domain isn't registered on Cloudflare. If it is, then click that and there'll be different instructions for that, but it's the same sort of process. So you want to click Add Domain, then you'll be taken to this page. So it says here, in order for your custom domain to work, you'll need to log in to where you bought your domain and add a CNAME record that points www@target.clickfunnels.com. So that's just essentially pointing the domain you've purchased from GoDaddy or wherever you bought and pointing that domain to ClickFunnels. So ClickFunnels has access to that domain. So you want to go back to GoDaddy. So I've gone into switchupacademy.co.uk domain. So you just go to the top right corner, My Domains, and your domain should appear. So you want to then scroll down to the bottom and click Manage DNS or Manage DNS Records. So once you're in the DNS management section of your domain, you can see there that specific domain is there. These are all of your records. So as you can see here, there's a CNAME record here, but it's not pointed to anything. So www. And then you want to post that target.clickfunnels.com, which we got from there, into your CNAME record. Click Save. And then now that CNAME record is pointed to ClickFunnels. And then what you also need to do is do forwarding. So add a domain to the forwarding, and you want to type in your domain. So I'm going to do www.switchupacademy.co.uk. Permanent forward type, settings, forward only, save. So now that's saved, we've forwarded the domain, we've got our CNAME record in. So if we go back to ClickFunnels now, we can check again. So bang, we clicked check again, and it just took a few minutes for it to get processed. So now, good job you did it. switchupacademy.co.uk is connected and ready to use. So if you've started creating funnels before you added your domain to ClickFunnels because you were waiting for a video like this, you can click this drop down menu here and select which funnels you want to add that domain to, or you can just click at the top here, go to your specific funnel, go to the settings, and there's a domain. There'll be a drop down menu, and you can just add it to that specific funnel. What you also need to do is show me my domains here, and you'll get a list. So at the moment, as you can see here, verified domain, so it's verified, but you've not got this lock symbol, the SSL domain. So what you want to do is you want to click the domain in there, then you want to scroll down to expand SSL and click add SSL. That's just going to secure the domain. Can take a few minutes, just leave it excessive. We've initiated the SSL process, can take 10 to 15 minutes, and what that does is that just becomes a HTTPS domain, which is just great, which you need it to. And then you can also go through adding all of these. You can add these as sort of hidden pages on your funnels, and there's templates on ClickFunnels that you can do, just an error page, default page, and just go through this list, being careful not to obviously delete your domain or delete your funnel, but go through that, and that's just going to set up your domain nicely. And ClickFunnels is going to really like that. Facebook ads are going to really like that, because when you verify your domain on there, Facebook are going to see that you verified your domain on ClickFunnels as well, and Facebook are just going to love that secure domain. It's going to prevent your ads from getting disabled, your business manager getting disabled, and your ad account getting disabled. So that's 3 tips I never hear anyone speak about on ClickFunnels besides the domain one, and I've just tied it into this video. So yeah, that's everything. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow my Instagram. It's Harry_SMMA for daily digital marketing tips. Do it in notepad form. It's super useful. So yeah, follow all my socials, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.